I'm Joe Elmore. I'm Chief Executive Officer for the Charleston Animal Society.
And can you tell us about fee-waived adoptions in Charleston Animal Society? When was the first? What inspired you to do the first one, and what was the result?
We use fee-waived adoption strategies as a effort to save more lives in Charleston, and we began in May of 2009 with a promotional campaign for adult cats. The ASPCA sponsored that, and what we found was that significantly more animals were adopted that weekend versus the prior weekend and the prior month. So not only adult cats, but what we call collateral adoptions, dogs, kittens, and puppies also were adopted at a much higher level, even though their fees were not reduced.
So the fee waiver actually brought more adoptions all across the board.
Right, it does. And something else that we know is in terms of where people obtain their pets, arguably most people, the overwhelming majority of people, obtain their pets without paying a fee for them. Stray cats coming up into the yards, individuals getting their animals from friends and family are not really paying for those animals, and that's where most people get their animals. So most people get their animals without paying a fee. And then we also know not only studies by the ASPCA, but Maddie's Fund reaffirm that there's no attachment level difference with paying a fee versus not paying a fee.
So do you lose money overall by doing a fee waiver, or do you gain the money back in other ways? And can you just say
We utilize fee-waived adoptions to save animals that more than likely are not going to be adopted at that current time and might be headed towards euthanasia. So if it's animals that perhaps we were going to euthanize, which is most likely the case, you're not losing any fees off of that product, for lack of a better word, that you're going to destroy. The economics of fee-waived adoptions through collateral revenue and through additional underwriting can actually benefit your organization through a financial net gain, so to speak. The economics of fee-waived adoptions saves lives and makes money all the way around.
great? What would you say to an agency who is afraid or hasn't done a fee-waived adoption before? What would you say to inspire them to get them started?
The overwhelming number of animal organizations across the United States are utilizing fee-waive strategies to save more lives now. And so this is mainstream. And what I'd recommend folks to do is to call the ASPCA, call PetSmart Charities, call us, call Maddie's Fund, call a number of folks that may already be doing this, and they'll walk you through the process. Is it hard? Yes, it's hard. But then once you start to understand it as a strategy to save more lives, you can utilize that in a very effective way to save those lives. Keeping in mind that only the fee is waived, not the adoption process, not the adoption screening.
Okay. And practically speaking, what are ways that once the animal is adopted, fee waived, that the agency makes some money?
Okay. Typically when we have fee-waived adoptions and we do something like empty the shelter and we really publicize that, that is a much more effective rallying cry for the community to support you through donations than if you were to announce a mass euthanasia. So, typically it builds up your donor support, builds up your media support. When we've emptied the shelter on our summer fee-waived events, we've been the lead story on all three networks. We've been the lead editorial and that in the largest newspaper in our community. So it's something that our community owns, they appreciate, they understand, and they want more of it.
Great. And the last thing is, how often do you do them? And now how many years has it been since you've consistently been doing them?
We're designed to hold 263 animals, so we schedule our fee-waived strategies or events, sometimes campaigns, throughout the year when we need them, when we need to move animals out of the sheltering system. That may be once every couple of months. That might be once every couple of weeks during the spring and summer months. So it really just depends on the community. But we have to publicize them effectively, let the community know that, we're overwhelmed, we're offering this big promotion, and our rallying cry, so to speak, is make room for one more. Most of the folks who come in and adopt on fee-waived adoptions already have animals in their home. So our rallying cry is make room for one more. They understand that. It's one more mouth to feed, and what we're doing is making just a gesture of goodwill and appreciation, but we'll waive the adoption fee by you taking in another mouth to feed into your home. All right, thank you. Thank you. That's fun.